Hey, what's up? How's it going, everybody? And welcome to So What? Now, So What is a new segment of the Secrets of the Hire YouTube channel in which I will be answering your job interview, resume, and just career-related questions. You know, this is for all of my college students, recent graduates, entry-level job candidates. This show is specifically for you guys out there. Now, personally, I decided to do this because this is something I wish I had when I was in college. You know, trying to navigate the entire job search process, you know, getting internships and just getting advice on networking and stuff like that. There wasn't many resources out there for me personally, and I wish I had the opportunity to just ask someone a certain question when it came to, you know, a job interview thing or a resume tip or networking, career searching, and stuff like that. So that's exactly what the show is about. I will be fielding your questions, okay? So if you have a question that you want asked or answered, all you have to do is use the hashtag SoWhat. So it's hashtag SOHWHAT. Okay, you use that hashtag. You can use it on Instagram, you can use it on Twitter. You guys can send me Snapchat videos as well if you have a question. My username is Davon_Goddard. I'll link it somewhere in the video so you can ask me a question just like that. But yeah, man, I wanted to start the show for you guys because I know a lot of you have questions out there. Now, I participate on a lot of chats, specifically on Twitter, in which college students, recent graduates, they're asking a lot of questions, okay? But the thing is, these chats only last for so long, and a lot of you guys probably don't even know these chats are going on, okay? And there's some very, very good questions that's being asked and answered by a bunch of career professionals. So I'm gonna bring some of those to the show. I'm also bring some of the questions that I'm personally being asked, whether that be LinkedIn, Twitter, through my email, all of that, man. So that's exactly what the show is about, and I'm excited to get this going. This is the first episode, so I appreciate you for tuning in. So yeah, man, without further ado, we're gonna jump into the questions. But last time, okay, the hashtag is So What, all right? So hashtag SOHWHAT. So make sure you hit that hashtag and ask me a question. So with that being said, let's jump straight to the first question. So first question.
Did you take on an internship or co-op, paid or unpaid, before graduating? Was that experience valuable?
All right, great question. Yes, me personally, I did have internship experience. I got it my junior year in college, which is really late, by the way. You know, if you're in college now, you should be getting internship experience every single year. And I hope someone asks a question around that because I would like to really tackle that and go into it specifically. But you guys should have internship experience every year. But anyway, I had internship experience my junior year. I became a part of the IT department, which was great, and they hooked me up with an internship with a company called TCA, or T. Coombs and Associates, if I can remember. And you know, being in that role, I met a lot of great people, built some great connections. I still talk to many of the people that I worked with, and I played sort of the admin role, okay? So a bunch of us was hired. I think it was like 12 of us, and we were split up to different directors, different departments and stuff like that. And we had the opportunity to, you know, pretty much play admin. We got into a lot of meetings and stuff like that. We was doing real work, right? So that experience is extremely valuable because nowadays companies, they want that experience on hand before you even graduate. They want to see that you have that experience, that you're able to, you know, excel in that sort of corporate environment, right? Because a lot of companies are looking for that. Now, a lot of you complain, you know, that I'm going for entry-level jobs, but they want me to have 2 years of experience and stuff like that. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to have that, okay? That's just something that they want. Now, guys, it's extremely important to have internship experience because, as I mentioned, employers, they want this. They want to see this experience. They want to see that you have this on your resume, and they want to see what makes you competitive, what makes you different, right? And internship experience is a great, great way to go. So all in all, definitely very valuable experience. All right, next question.
I get nervous during interviews. I forget to include things in answers. Do you have any suggestions to help keep calm?
All right, great question. I know a lot of you guys sort of get get those interview nerves going. When you're in your interview, your job interview, you're nervous, you slip up on some things. But one thing I want to tackle on this question specifically is, you mentioned that you forget to include stuff in your answer. Okay, see, that alone tells me that maybe you have scripted out your answers during the job interview, which you should never do. You know, a lot of people, they want to hit everything, right? So they actually write down all of their answers and try to memorize it and try to prepare for the interview. And when they miss one little thing, it can throw them off during the interview, and it could fluster you, and then you can leave that room thinking like, oh man, I was supposed to say this. You should never do that, okay? I always bullet point what I'm gonna say and then kind of elaborate off that and kind of gauge the flow of the job interview so you don't sound so scripted and it doesn't sound like you literally wrote down all of your answers and you're just shooting it like that, okay? A job interview is a conversation. Now, getting back to you being scared of job interviews, now that's completely normal, right? It's normal to be scared. But I ask you this: what are you scared of? I want to know, like, what are you scared of? Why are you scared? Because that person on the other side of you, they want to hire you, okay? So keep that in mind when you need to think about how to stay calm during a job interview. That person on the other end that's interviewing you, they want to hire you, okay? They wouldn't be sitting there wasting their time interviewing you for the position if they did not want to hire you, okay? Because they have, trust me, they have a lot of things to do, and if you weren't a potential candidate that they were interested in, they're not going to waste the time to sit there and interview you for the position, okay? So keep that in mind. They're interviewing you because they want to hire you based on your resume, based on your qualifications, and based on what you put forth in your application that gauged an interest for them. Now, the job interview is just to close the deal, okay? It's just to reaffirm why you're the person for the position. So, you know, I get people scared of job interviews and stuff like that, but ask yourself, what are you really scared of at the end of the day? Like, is it really that scary to sit across from another person and tell them why you're the person for the position? Okay, you've prepared yourself for this position up until this point, and you're nervous because of what? I mean, the only way that I will see that someone will be really be nervous during a job interview is if they're lying about something on their resume, or as if they're hiding something that they don't want the employer to know. They may think they're a fraud or something like that. But you should not be scared or nervous during your job interviews, because at the end of the day, that person wants to hire you, okay? That person, they set up the interview, they set up a good time that you both could talk, and you're sitting there, and all you have to do is explain to them your qualifications and how that coincides with the company and the position, okay? That's all a job interview is about. So it shouldn't be nothing scary. You shouldn't see it as an interrogation or nothing like that. It's simply a conversation amongst two people. You're having a conversation. And keep in mind, if you need something to keep in mind that they want to hire you, okay? I cannot stress this enough. They want to hire you. They want to give you that position. They want to. Otherwise, you would not be there. Get it? Because hundreds of people apply for a job like within hours of it being out, and the fact that they chose you out of those hundreds of people in that hour to come and sit with them for a job interview tells me that they saw something in your application that made them think that, okay, this person may be a good fit. And the job interview is just to confirm, okay? It's just to confirm that you're a good fit for the position. So don't be scared of job interviews. It's not an interrogation. It's simply a conversation, okay? You're just telling them why you're the person for the job, okay? Because they already see something in you. So let's stop being scared of job interviews, because we worked so damn hard to get to that spot, and let's not blow it because we're scared, okay? And don't script your answers. Have bullet points of what you're gonna say, how you may approach an answer, and just go from there, okay? If you forget to say something, that's fine. Trust me, you're never gonna get everything in that you wanted to say. You're always gonna leave that job interview thinking like, man, I should have said this. I should have phrased it this way. I should have came off this way. It's gonna happen, okay? Just cut all that noise out. Bullet point what you're gonna say for certain questions, and just go like that, man. Just yeah, that's pretty much it. I know I ranted a little bit, but yeah, I really want you guys to know that the employer wants to hire you, okay? They're not going to be wasting their time if they didn't. So keep that in mind. All right, next question.
I focused on grades in school. I didn't do internships or volunteer. Now I can't compete. Your best advice?
All right, a few things about that question. For one, I don't feel sorry for you. I mean, we all focus on grades in college, right? I mean, what does that mean, you focus on grades? So you focus on grades, that means you couldn't do internships? that's crap. You know, I don't feel sorry for you that you don't have experience, because there's no excuse, okay? Because if you really want something, you got to go the extra mile to do it. You have to go do it, okay? I focus on grades myself, and I was able to get internship experience. So, I mean, what does that say? And there's a lot of people out there who are focused on their grades. Of course, they graduate with good GPAs, but they still find the time to do an internship every year. Some people do internships all year round, right? So, saying you was focused on grades, that's just an excuse in my book. That's just an excuse. Okay, now let's focus on your question. Now, based on your question, I'm thinking you probably graduated, right? Because you're saying that now you can't compete because you don't have the volunteer experience, you don't have the internship experience. Now, I got a few things for you. As far as volunteering, you can do that. You can do that anywhere, okay? You can go volunteer at your local church tomorrow. Okay, or you can volunteer just about anywhere. You can clean the highway. You can look up organizations in your city that does volunteer work, and you can go volunteer. Okay, and then you can put that on your resume. All right. Now that's extremely easy to do. Volunteering. It doesn't have to be completely structured into this one big organization. You can volunteer doing anything. Okay, and there's a bunch of opportunities out there you can look up to volunteer. As I mentioned, you could just Google your city where you live in and volunteer opportunities. There's a bunch of organizations doing some amazing things that you can become a part of. Now, let me tell you what I think about the whole internship experience and how you don't have any experience and you're not sure what to do. Go out and do it, right? Go out and do it, because nowadays you don't need someone to hire you for a certain position in order for you to get experience. Nowadays, technology allows you to go out and do what you want to do, to really go out and get that experience, okay? You don't need someone's permission to do that, right? Technology, this right here, has allowed us to do so much, and we don't really need someone else's permission in order to do so. So, for an example, I'm not sure what your major is, but let's say you're into filmmaking. Let's say you're into editing videos. You know, let's say you want to do that, but you don't have internship experience, you know? You can go out and do that yourself, okay? Pick up a camera, take your phone, get you a computer. You have free iMovie, Windows Movie Maker, and you can start editing film. You can start editing videos, make you an Instagram page, and start promoting it. Start giving yourself that experience, okay? You don't need the permission from anyone in order to get internship experience, as I mentioned, because technology has allowed us to go out and do this ourselves, okay? So as I mentioned, you're a filmmaker, you're a video editor, and you're worried that you can't compete and you don't have internship experience, you can go out and make that experience for yourself. Build a Facebook page, build an Instagram page, you know, utilize your Snapchat, utilize your Facebook network, and just start building. Just start building. Start building your own brand, okay? Start taking on clients. Start using websites like Fiverr.com. Start using websites like Upwork.com. And if you want to learn how to do it, let's say you're interested in film, but you don't know where to start. Go to Udemy.com and you can learn how to do it. People are there showing you what gear you need, you know, teaching you all the terminology, just giving you ways to go out and do it. There's a bunch of free courses. It's paid premium courses on there. You can go to Lynda.com if you want to learn this. Guys, look. Nowadays, you can learn anything you want, okay? If you want to be an accountant, you can go into YouTube and learn how to use QuickBooks, learn how to use Excel, pivot tables, all that. You can learn how to do all of that stuff, and the only thing it's going to take is your time, okay? So you can give up a little bit of leisure. You know, you can give up watching Netflix all freaking day long or whatever you do, and you can go out and start learning it and start applying it, okay? Like, guys, we're moving towards the freelance world. In my opinion, we're moving more towards freelance. It's going to be less and less workers who are actually sitting behind a desk, sitting behind a cubicle, making things happen. And it's going to be more freelance. It's going to be more contracted work. So I feel like that's a great space to be in. I'm in that space personally right now. I do a lot of freelance and contracting work, okay? And it allowed me to get that experience that I need. So I don't need someone's permission. I don't need to turn in my resume and say, here, I have this internship experience. No, you can look at my social media channels. I dealt with this client. I dealt with these clients. I have this experience. And you've went out and built that experience yourself. So you definitely can still compete, all right? Just because you don't have internship experience from this company does not mean that you can't get the experience to go out and excel. Okay, that's extremely important, guys. As I mentioned, this right here, we can do so much. People make a living from just their phone, man. I kid you not. There's so much you can do. There's so much that technology has allowed us to really go out and make. So as I mentioned, if you want internship experience, if you want experience in general, and you don't have any experience, and you graduated, you didn't do anything, you didn't volunteer, you didn't get internship experience, with this right here, you can go out and get that experience. You can go and build it yourself, okay? You no longer need permission to do so. You don't need that permission anymore because the internet has allowed us to go out and get that experience. I mean, that's how I learned to build websites. I use like free YouTube tutorials and I watched them, and you know, I was building websites for people and I was getting paid to do that. Okay, that was back when I used to do websites. But the experience is out there, guys. You just have to put your name on it. Alright guys, so that wraps it up, man. That's the first episode of So What. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Amazing. I feel like I really covered some stuff. You know, I feel like I ranted a little bit, but hey, it is what it is, man. You know, I tend to get passionate about this type of stuff. But anyway, now if you guys want a question answer on the show, make sure you hit me with the hashtag SoWhat. That's SOHWHAT. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram. You can make a cool Instagram post. You can just hit me up on Twitter. You could ask me a question on Snapchat. My name is Davon_Goddard. I'm going to put it up for you guys, so make sure you guys hit that, man. And look, I love to field your questions. I would love to answer any questions you guys have. As I mentioned, this is a show that I wish I had access to, you know, when I was sort of navigating my way through this whole thing. So, yeah, you guys hit me up, man. Thank you for tuning in to episode number 1 of So What, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.